So 2 days ago, the Fed had a meeting and they decided to hold interest rates where they were. Now, holding rates sounds kind of boring. Why would you care? Because it's not about holding rates. That's the headline that everyone's talking about. But something else within the Fed has changed. See, since 2008, the Fed has always bailed out a struggling market. When things get iffy, they cut interest rates. Low interest rates allow cheap money to flood back into the market, flood back into the economy, and boom, everything is fixed, which led to essentially the greatest bull market in history. Obviously, we've had our bear markets in that time. Since 2008, there's been a few bear markets, but they've mostly been shallow, and we've not seen a major recession since. And this is because the Fed has built a dam to hold back the flood, essentially. But the dam is built out of plywood, cardboard, and I don't know, paper straws. We all know how bad paper straws are. So it's built out of that. Every time something bad happens, the Fed chairman, who was previously Jerome Powell, not anymore, he's like, get some paper straws, plug that hole, and they just jam it into the hole. But then a few months ago, Kevin Warsh replaced Jerome Powell as chairman of the Federal Reserve. And at his first meeting as chair in June, he held rates at 3.5%. So he said no cuts, and then he hinted that rate hikes might come. And it was a unanimous vote, by the way. The thing is, he was expected to cut rates. That is what he campaigned on. So his whole campaign was, I'm going to cut rates, I'm going to cut rates. Yeah, Trump, I'm going to cut rates. So it came as a surprise to many when he didn't. So this was basically Warsh saying that we're not using paper straws to plug those holes anymore. But what concerns me isn't the rate hold, it's the change of tone from the Fed. That's the problem, it's the change of tone. They went from hinting at rate cuts to hinting at rate hikes because Warsh says his goal is to bring inflation back down to 2% because it's been above 2% for a long time, which by the way is a great goal. I hate inflation. You probably hate inflation too. No one wants their grocery bill going up all the time. But the side effect of raising rates is, historically speaking, the middle class getting wiped out. Now, you can protect yourself. That's what we're going to talk about. So what happens during a rate cut cycle? Look, not everyone is the same, but generally speaking, the stock market usually gets cut 20, 30, 40, 50%, sometimes more, sometimes 70, 80%. Your mortgage, your car loan, your credit card go up because interest rates go up, so you have to pay more for those. And maybe you even lose your job if it turns into a brutal recession like 2008. I'm not saying it will this time. I'm just saying that can happen. By the way, I put together a free retirement guide, how to retire before 2036. 6 steps, everything I'd do if I was starting again at 40 with nothing. No hype, no nonsense. It's free to grab. There's a link below. Check it out.